We tend to think that it's the big decisions that shape our lives, but really it's the small ones that we make every day that affect how we actually live. These tiny habits, they're what help us feel better and live better and do better, even when life gets challenging. So today, I'm going to be sharing 10 small changes that you can make today in your life to make everything feel easier and better. Hi, I'm Scarlett Cochran, and this is One Big Happy Life, where we help you create the life that you want. So today, I'm going to be sharing 10 small daily habits that I swear by that make my life so much simpler and easier, make things flow even when life is challenging. And because they're so small and so easy to do, they don't take a huge lift. These kinds of simple, actionable, quick wins are the easiest way for us to change our lives for the better. It's how we can make sure that we're showing up in our lives day in and day out and taking the small actions that we need to take in order for our lives to look the way that we want them to look and to feel the way that we want them to feel. And this is especially true when we're going through a difficult season, a busy season, or any season where we're trying to change something in our lives, where we're working towards something versus just trying to maintain what we're already doing. Because those are the seasons where we need that extra time, that extra space, that extra energy to devote to whatever thing is calling in our attention. And so we want to have these simple daily habits and routines that can help our lives keep running smoothly while we're also trying to accomplish these other things. And really, it's through these small daily actions that we become the people that we want to be, that we live the life that we want to have. Yes, of course, there are still the big decisions that really affect the trajectory of our lives, but the truth is the small, tiny actions that we take day in and day out, they really do add up to have just as big of an effect on our lives over time as the one-off big decisions that we're making. That's why this matters for our lives. So now let's hop into the 10 daily habits. Number one is calendar blocking in my calendar. Why I love calendar blocking is it because it helps me be realistic with my time. It helps me actually measure the passage of time and also prioritize. So deciding exactly what I want to accomplish each day and then actually allocating the time to get it done is really important because otherwise it's really easy for our day to get away from us, for us to try to pack too much into our schedule, and for us to feel like we're not actually accomplishing enough when the truth is we put way too much on our calendar to begin with. And if we had been more realistic about it, then we could actually feel more of a sense of accomplishment at the end of the day. So when it comes to calendar blocking, I'll put things on there like my travel time, so how long it's going to take me to get from place to place, what tasks I'm going to accomplish over the course of the day. When am I going to fold my laundry? When am I going to go grocery shopping? When am I going to pick my kid up from school or from summer camp? And so when those things are actually in my calendar, then my whole day runs so much smoother because I know what I'm going to do next. And I also know what I'm not going to get done. And knowing what I'm not getting done in a day is just as important as knowing what I am going to get done. Because then I don't have that extra, oh my gosh, when am I going to do this? Panic in the back of my mind, or that feeling of, oh, I need to do this. I don't know. When is it going to get done? Is it going to get done today or not? I've already decided whether it is or isn't going to get done today. And if it's not going to get done today, but I know that it needs to get done soon, I've also typically blocked it in later on in my week. And I call this a simple daily habit because it doesn't take much time at all to calendar block your day, especially once you start realizing how much you can actually get done in a day. There's only so much you can do. So no matter what is going on in my life, every day I open up my calendar, I take a look at what's already there, and I plan for the specific things that I know I want to accomplish that day. And that includes even on the weekends when I know I want to do things like clean the house or go grocery shopping, or, well, truth is I don't go grocery shopping. I'm not the one that does that task in my house, but I'm just giving it as an example. Or when I'm going to work out even on the weekends, because weekend days can also just get away from us if we're not careful. Habit number 2 is turning off all notifications on my phone. Now, this is not technically a daily habit because once you turn off the notifications on your phone, they are off, but it is something that affects my day-to-day life, the fact that I don't have notifications on my phone. And so what I have to do is consciously decide when I want to check my phone to check my notifications. Now, I will say I have almost all notifications turned off on my phone. The one notification that I do have on my phone is our family chat. So we have a family chat where all of us, me, Joseph, my daughter Alexis, my son Reeves, we're all on a text chain together. And so I use a particular messaging app for that. And so that app, which they're the only ones on it, that app will send me notifications. But there are times when the family's just buzzing away and I need to focus on work. And so I will put my phone and my watch on Do Not Disturb so that I'm not getting notifications even from my family members. Because I also know if they really need me, they have many ways to reach me. They can call me on Discord if I'm sitting here at my computer, or if they call me enough times, it will break through the Do Not Disturb so they can reach me if in case of an emergency. But also, it's rare for one of us to be out without the others. So frequently, if they can't reach me, they know to call whoever else I'm out with. They can call my son if I'm out with him. They can call Joseph if I'm out with him. And so by removing those distractions, though, it allows me to focus on what I want to focus on versus having my attention constantly fragmented by other people's sense of urgency. And it was a process for me, and there might be a really easy way to turn off all your notifications from everything, but I actually took the time and went app by app. So every time I would get a notification from an app, I would ask myself, do I want to have this app able to reach me whenever it feels like? And if the answer was no, then I would hold on that particular app and then remove the notifications from that app. So it took probably over the course of like a month or so for me to remove all of the notifications and to have the settings be where I wanted them to be. But now that I don't have any notifications on my phone, it's truly liberating. It's done wonders for my attention span and my ability to just sit down and get work done and stay focused. Habit number 3 is putting away everything that I use to get ready in the morning. So when I get up and I go to my bathroom, I have my sink and drawer area and cabinet area all organized. So everything is really easy to find. But it's very easy, if I'm not careful, for me to just pull things out and just leave them on the counters, which then creates a really messy bathroom. And I don't love going into a messy and cluttered space throughout the day when I need to go to the bathroom, and especially at night when I'm trying to wind down from the day. I like having the bathroom area as a clean and decluttered space that I can come to at the end of the day. I don't like having to clean the bathroom at the end of the day when I'm trying to also wind down. So ideally, I'm not saying I do this every single day, but ideally, when I get up and get ready for the day, that includes if I do my hair or my makeup, that I actually put everything away where it goes before I leave the bathroom to start the day. It just makes the rest of my day feel so good. And honestly, it takes a minute because everything in my bathroom has a place. It's just about making sure that I'm actually doing the thing versus rushing off to go do something else. Habit number 4 is having a quick capture system so I don't have to remember things. Because our brains, they weren't really meant to be these sort of reminder systems that would hoard all of the information that we have coming into us in the modern world, plus also remember to do the exact thing at the exact right time. And what that does is it creates a lot of just unnecessary clutter and worry and stress in our brains. So that's why I have capture systems where I can put things whenever I remember to do things. And where things go depends on what they are. So for example, I talked about calendar blocking. So one of the things I do is if an appointment comes up and I know I have an appointment, I automatically put it on my calendar. Shopping lists. We keep our shopping lists on our Echo devices. So anytime we remember something that we need from the store, we just say Amazon, or we just say Alexa, put blah, blah, blah on my shopping list. And so we know when it's time to go shopping, we don't have to ask, are we out of this or are we out of that? We all know as a family that the second we're running low on something, it gets put on the list. So when you have these kinds of capture systems, then you don't have to keep everything in your brain, and you know that you're not going to miss anything and things are not going to fall through the cracks because you have a space for everything to go. Habit number 5, and I actually accidentally just spoiled this, but it's putting events in my calendar right away, because otherwise, if you don't do it, you are likely to forget. So it is just a habit of mine. Oh, something we need to do? I put it in my calendar right away. And not only do I put it in my calendar, but I put all the details. And if it's something that we're doing as a family, I will invite the other family members who have to do this with me. So for example, we play a lot of tennis. And so sometimes Joseph and I are playing tennis together because we're playing mixed doubles. But other times it's me and Alexis playing tennis together because we're playing women's doubles. And so depending on who needs to come with us, I will send them a calendar invite as well so that I know it's popping up on their calendar. So we don't need to have conversations around, hey, did you see this? Do you know about this? Is it on your calendar? What are you doing here or there? No, we just know that we can just check each other's calendars. And if we agree to do something together as a family, like we just went and watched fireworks, we just put it on the calendar so we all know what we're doing. And again, once you have a system and routine in place like this, it just becomes second nature. It just becomes a habit. You don't even think about it at all. You just have to do it often enough and do it in the same way and have the system that everyone else follows. And so then it's just very easy to implement, and it just makes your life run so much smoother when you know that things are not going to be falling through the cracks. Habit number 6 is that I refill my water bottle first thing in the morning, because we all know that drinking water is really, really important, but it's also really easy to forget to do. So I always here's my water bottle right now, and it's empty right now because it's the afternoon, so I actually need to go refill this. But at least I know when I fill this up at the beginning of the day, I will at least have this much water every single day outside of what I drink when I eat my food, which is typically when I'll refill this. I will refill this when it's time to eat. And it is time for me to eat after I shoot this video. So that's why this is sitting here empty. But just a simple thing like drinking more water has always been a habit of mine that I've been working on. It's always been a challenge for me to drink the recommended amount of water every single day. And I know it makes a difference in how I feel when I'm hydrated. So I'm not just eating when actually I'm thirsty. And it also just helps me feel more alert over the course of the day. So an easy way for me to just kickstart that drinking habit every single day is to just refill my water bottle every single day. So I'll go into the kitchen and make myself a cappuccino if Joseph hasn't made it for me already. And then I will grab my water bottle at the exact same time, refill it from the refrigerator, put a little bit of flavoring in my water, and then head on over to my office. It's the same routine that I do every single day, to where if I somehow forgot it, when I sit down, I will automatically reach for my water because I would have just refilled it. And if I find that I don't have it, I'll just get up and go get it. So refilling my water bottle first thing in the morning, every day, easy way to get in some much needed hydration every single day. Habit number 7 is that I eat the same thing for breakfast every single day. Now, I realize that this may not work for everyone because a lot of people need a lot of variety in their food. But at least for me, I have found that breakfast is the meal of the day where it's not that big of a deal for me what I eat. So I just pick a breakfast that is healthy, that is filling, that I enjoy, and I eat the same thing every single day. And it's steel cut oats. It's a boiled egg, which is split in half with sriracha and some paprika on it, and also a piece of fruit. And I have my my cappuccino every morning. And that is my breakfast 5 days a week. Those are the weekdays. Now, I will say on the weekends, I do have different things for breakfast. And that's because the whole family, myself included, looks forward to Joseph making us breakfast on the weekend. We call it big breakfast. And so he'll make eggs and bacon and like pancakes or waffles or cinnamon rolls, what have you. We all look forward to it every weekend. And so to that end, I eat the same thing on the weekends too. It's just big breakfast, Saturday and Sunday, And then the rest of the week, it's just a really simple oatmeal and egg and a fruit breakfast. And the best thing about that too is that it can just be made in advance. So we'll just have a big tub of steel cut oats that we will have made in the pressure cooker. What's it called? The Instant Pot. And the boiled eggs will have already been boiled. And so it's really easy to just reheat everything and then sit down and get to work, start my day without having to have that much extra complexity in my day or to have to make any kind of extra unnecessary decisions, because I'm going to have plenty of decisions that I have to make throughout the day without having to decide what I'm going to have for breakfast every day. Habit number 8 is brain dumps. So I've talked about this already a little bit, the idea that we want to get things out of our head, but specifically when I am feeling overwhelmed or like just kind of like cluttered or heavy up in here, I will look to do a brain dump. And there are several ways that I do this. One is with a morning pages type exercise. So like a free write where I just write out whatever it is I'm thinking. I'll set a timer for 5 or 10 minutes and I'll just like type, 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 let out all the thoughts and the feelings, all whatever I need to release and exhale. Because when I write it down, then it's out versus it all staying inside of my brain. The other way that I do this, besides doing a free write, is your stereotypical brain dumping list, where I will list out everything that I need to do, everything that is on my mind, because typically it's like, well, I need to do this, 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 and this week. And so I will do that to get it again all out so that it's not in my brain. And so then I can start taking action on those things. So I can decide, do I actually need to do this? Or is this my brain just kind of spiraling on a thing that I can just decide I don't need to do this right now? And if I do need to do this, when am I going to do this? But sometimes it's enough to just have the list. Like, oh, I brain dumped that list. I'm putting that list to the side. I will get back to it later because I've already decided today I want to focus on this thing. So I'm going to focus on my number one priority today. And then I will triage my brain dump list later on today. Now that I know that there's nothing on this brain dump list that's so urgent that it can't wait. Now, there are several different ways that I will brain dump depending on where I am and what's going on. So I will brain dump into my second brain tool, whatever I happen to be using at the moment. Right now, I'm using Tana and I'm loving that. And I actually have a super tag called #brain dump. And I will just brain dump into that. I also have a #morning pages. And so that will be where I put, if I want to do a free write, it'll go into that. Also, I carry a notebook with me wherever I go. So sometimes I might want to just hand write a brain dump. I'll put it in that. Or if I don't have any of those near me, I will absolutely just like write some random things on a piece of paper that happens to be wherever I am. The point is to just get it out there. And frequently, what I've also found is that it's more important that I actually just get it out there than necessarily me having to actually categorize and take action on all the things, because those things will resurface when the time comes. Like if I need to add it to my to-do list, I will. But sometimes the most important thing is just getting it out of my brain so that it can just clear my focus and help me reset so I can focus on the thing that I actually want to be focused on in the moment and not all the little directions that my brain is trying to pull me into if I don't do a brain dump. Habit number 9. And I really probably should have put this all the way up at number 1 because it is one of the most important habits for me that I do every single day. And that is taking the time to properly greet and focus on and cherish my family members in the morning. That means giving them a proper hug, looking at them in their eyes and saying, I love you. I'm so happy to see you this morning. How was your sleep? Just really reconnecting with the people that matter the most to me in the world. And this is important to me for so many reasons. Like number 1, it's me expressing gratitude and care for the people that mean so much to me, that make my everyday life so fun and amazing and wonderful. And also me wanting to show them that I cherish them, me wanting them to feel that they are special and that I'm never taking any day with them for granted, because you never know how much time you have with the people that matter to you. So every single day, it is important to me that I spend at least a few minutes every single day treating these people that make my life special like they are people that make my life special. So this is essential. I don't miss this and this is my daily habit. I don't miss without fail. When I see my family first time in the morning, they get their hugs, they get their love. I call it morning love for for Reeves, my youngest. Come give me some morning love. But I also do this at other times in the day. So when we're saying goodbye, when one of us is leaving the house, I do try to be very present for that moment because, again, you never know which goodbye is going to be the last goodbye. And I know that's a really morbid way of thinking about it, but it's also a really realistic way because we tend to take these kinds of things for granted. And I don't ever want to do that. And habit number 10 is that I, every single day, check in with myself and I ask myself, who am I becoming? What kind of life am I creating? Is this what I actually want? And it doesn't take much time, and it doesn't always mean that I give this long-winded answer to myself, but it's sort of a daily reminder of, again, what matters to me? What am I creating? What am I doing? Each day is an opportunity for me to show up in my life the way that I want to define it the way that I want to take action and set goals and to even mold myself even more into the person that I want to be. For me, so much of living, it can be so easy to get caught up in ways of being that don't fit who we want to be going forward, whether it's outside societal influences, whether it's stories that we've told ourselves, whether it's ways of being that actually benefited us in the past, but don't actually line up with who we want to be going forward. The way that we change is through awareness. And the way that we become aware is by asking ourselves those types of questions, because otherwise it's really easy for life to just pass us by and things to just happen around us and we stay passive. So by checking in with myself in this way every day, it's reminding myself that this is something that matters to me that I want to be really intentional about. And it really takes less than 30 seconds to just say, hey, how are we doing today? What are we doing? How are we showing up? Especially in those moments where we have to do things that we don't necessarily want to do in the moment, that feel hard in the moment, but that we know those are the things that we need to do if we want to actually get the kind of results that we want to have in our lives, if we want to be the kind of people that we want to be for ourselves and for the people that we love. And lastly, habit number 11. I know I said 10, but I've got one bonus habit that I want to share, which is, for me, I have identified a key habit that if I do it at the end of every day, it really does set my next day up for success. And I'm going to tell you what this habit would be for everyone generally. This is like the generic habit, which is get to bed on time, right? Get yourself to bed on time so you can get enough sleep. But this is not the habit. This is because that is not the habit that I always do. But for me, wrapping my hair at night. If I wrap my hair at night, it doesn't matter what's going on the next day. I can hop out of bed and be ready. Doesn't matter what time I went to bed. Doesn't matter how tired I am when I wake up. My hair is ready to go. I'm ready to go. And so, it took me a long time to realize that that was actually a habit that would make a huge difference in my life if I just made sure that my hair was just something that I didn't even have to think about in the morning. Unwrap it, brush it down, put it in a ponytail if I'm going to play tennis, and I'm ready to hit the day versus having to worry about, oh, my hair, like I slept on it badly. Do I need to wash it? Do I need to blow dry it? Do I need to flat iron? All this fuss, which I do not like. First thing in the morning, I do not want to have to fuss with my hair. I don't want to have to do a whole bunch in order to get ready in the morning. And when I do have to do those things, my day doesn't feel as good to me. So I invite you to think about what's What does that one small habit look like for you at the end of the day that you can do that when your day starts, you're like, "Oh, I'm ready to go." It could be laying out your clothes the night before. It could be, um, I don't know, getting in a workout in or, setting your coffee machine the night before. That used to be us too, setting our coffee machine the night before, but now we have like an instant cappuccino maker, so we can just boop, 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 and it just comes out. But setting the coffee night before so it's ready for you. What is that thing for you that if you do it the night before, that next morning, you feel ready to start your day? So these are 10/11 really simple, really easy daily habits that take, frankly, no time at all. It can just become a part of the way that you live and show up in your life that can just make your life feel so much easier, flow so much easier, and give you the space to actually show up in your life the way that you want to so that you can continue to create the life that you want. All right, I would love to know what's your favorite one down below? Which one surprised you? So comment and let me know, and I will see you next time. Bye.